Hello guys, how are you? I hope all is fine. First of all, welcoming you to the channel, which is about ACCA concepts, problems, and solutions. We are just doing our work on financial performance management F5 course, and it's about just handling some of the questions as far as the mock questions are concerned. I'm just going to read out first of all the full question, and then we're going to actually take what is actually mentioned in the questions, obviously just to answer the whole lot. Plastic tools. A small company is engaged in the production of plastic tools for the garden. Subtotals on this spreadsheet of budgeted overheads for a year reveal the following. That is about the molding department and also the finishing general department, and a finishing department and general factory overhead. That is the variable overhead, that is about 1600, 500, and 1050. Fixed overhead is 2500, 850, and 1750. And budgeted activity, machine hours is 800 and 600, and practical capacity, machine hours is 1200 to 800. For the purposes of reallocation of general factory overhead, it is agreed that the variable overheads accrue in line with the machine hours worked in each department. General factory fixed overheads is to be reallocated on the basis of the practical machine hour capacity of the two departments. It has been a long-standing company practice to establish selling prices by applying a markup on full manufacturing cost of between 25% and 35%. A possible price is sought for one new product which is a final development stage. The total market for this product is estimated at 200,000 units per annum, and market research indicates that the company could expect to obtain and hold about 10% of the market. It is hoped the product will offer some improvement over competitors' products, which are currently marketed at between $90 and $100 each. The product development have determined that the direct material content is $9 per unit. Each unit of the product will take 2 lab hours, 4 machine hours in the molding department, and 3 labor hours and 3 machine hours in finishing. Hourly labor rates are $5 and $5.5 respectively. Management estimate that the annual fixed cost which would be specifically incurred in relation to the product supervision 20,000, and depreciation of a recently acquired machine 120,000, and an advertising 27,000. It may be assumed that these costs are included in the budget given above. Given the state of development of this new product, management do not consider it necessary to make revisions to the budgeted activity levels given above for any possible extra machine hours involved in its manufacturing. Prepare full cost and marginal cost information which may help with the pricing decision. This is the whole lot of the information. So we're going to calculate of overhead absorption rates, and that would be molding department. Another is what finishing department, and the last one is general factory overhead. Okay, so this is a variable overhead. Initial allocation, just to see what is the initial allocation, is 1600 and 500 respectively. So, and also it is 1050 for the general factory overhead. So that would be 1600, then it would be 500, and then it would be 1050. And then reapportionment general overhead in the ratio which is 800 and 600. We have to apportion to the molding department and the finishing department this 1050. So that would be obviously done like 800 divided by 1400 into 1050 for the molding department. That would give us 600, and applying the same to the 600 divided by 1400 into 1050, that would give us 450. 1050 is amount. So this will be nullified because it now been allocated. This would be 2200 and this would be 950. Okay, so budgeted machine hours are 800 and 600. Variable overhead rate per hour, overhead rate per hour would be this one divided by this. Okay, this is the total overhead. This one, the total overheads divided by the hours, and that would be the rate per hour. So that would be around 2.75. 600 would give us 1.58. Okay, so that would be the values. Now these are the variable overhead. Talking about the fixed overhead, initial allocation. Fixed overhead 2500, 850, 1750 are the fixed initial allocation, and you can have it 2500, that would be 850, and that would be 1750. Reapportion general overhead. Reapportion general overhead is what? This one, after simply applying the same one, that would be 1050, that would be 700. So 1750 would be nullified. And budgeted machine hours, we already know, are 800 and 600. So fixed overhead rate per hour would be 4.44 and 2.58. Okay, so this is how you're going to do it. And information, obviously we have the fixed overhead rate per hour right now. So how are we going to assist info to assist in decision making? Then that would be per unit direct material. And direct labor. is molding department, two into 5, that is 10, and also finishing department is 3 into 5, and that would be 16.50. Yet again, adding up the total, that is the direct material is 9, so adding up the total will give us, this is 26.50. Now direct material is being mentioned as, here the direct material is 9, so direct labor 3 machine hours and finishing. Direct labors means 3 labors hours and finishing at the rate of 5.5, and normally there are 4 machine hours in the molding. That would be will make 2 lab hours. This will 2 multiplied by 5 and 2 multiplied by 5, 3 multiplied by 5.5. So that would total would make 26.50. That is what is the value. Now is variable overhead. We're talking about the variable overhead. Variable overhead is now talking about the molding department and adding on the values. First of all is the molding. Molding is 4 into 2.75. You're talking about the variable overhead. 4 multiplied by 2.75. Multiplied by 2.75. Okay, and that would give us 11, and then it would be the finishing department, 3 into 1.58, that would give us 4.74. And yet again it would be, adding these two, 15.74 is the answer. So we know that this is the value 2.75. in talking about this 2.75 and 1.48 just multiplying by the hours, and now we're going to have the manufacturing cost as well, and then it would be related to the fixed overhead. Molding would be, we have fixed overhead at the rate of what, 4.44 and 2.58, and then again it would be molding department overhead. Molding is 4 into 4.44. That would be 17.76, and finishing department is 3 into 2.58, so that would be 7.74, and yet again it would be 25.50. Just adding up the values, that would make up to 76.74. Okay, that is the full manufacturing cost. Full manufacturing cost 76.74. So we have the values at 25% markup, 30% markup, 35% markup. So just putting up the markup on the full manufacturing cost, we will have the full cost plus price. So add 25% markup and 30% markup and 35% markup. We have what? The full manufacturing cost, and then we're going to just add up the markup for we have 76.74, 76.74 and 76.74. Adding up the markup, and we normally have markup at the rate 25. Just adding up the 25% of this would be 19.9. That would be 23.02 and 26.86. Adding up the values will give us okay.